This story out of West Virginia is a true nightmare. A white couple is accused of using their black adopted children as slaves, locking them in a barn and forcing them to perform farm labor. Donald Ray Lantz and Jeanne K. Whitefeather were initially arrested in October following a wellness check during which authorities found two of the couple's 5 adopted children locked in a shed on their property. Authorities said the shed only had a small porta-potty and no running water. A 14-year-old boy was reportedly found with open sores on his bare feet. The kids told authorities they were forced to sleep on the concrete floor without a mattress or padding. In court, Whitefeather claimed that the shed was a teenage clubhouse and the children weren't locked inside. The couple's indictment alleges they specifically targeted the black children and forced them to work because of their race. Joe, what the hell?
And it just makes you sick to your stomach. I mean, this is, there's no way to explain their way out of this. I believe in this case, they recently raised their bond too, but it should be high in any event. They should lock these folks up and throw away the key. And these children this will be a trauma that they'll have to deal with for the rest of their lives. And so just in case you're not sure that, there's still these thoughts and these notions out there, even when someone is actually adopted and brought in, and made family, you still have to understand that there is a legacy and there's a history that has people treating even people that are supposedly adopted as their own in a way that implicates race and that implicates white supremacy. It sounds like they treated the black kids different than the white kids too. So God bless these kids. I hope that they find a way to be okay day at a time.
Mustafa?
Well, the folks love to say that racism doesn't exist. It's something from the past. And this just highlights that, once again, these types of things continue to happen. We hope that this is a rarity, but we know that the feelings that folks still have about the dehumanization of black people in this country. So, one, we have to keep sharing these stories. 2, we got to make sure that when people do these types of things, that the full letter of the law comes forward and they're held accountable. And 3, we got to figure out a way in this country how to love each other. I know that's probably the most difficult of those 3 things that I just mentioned. But if we don't, this country is going to continue to just fall apart. So we'll see how we move forward over the next couple of years.
Randy?
Well, what we're seeing is pure evil. And I don't just want the parents prosecuted. I want, where was the social worker? Where were the teachers? Now these neighbors are coming out and saying, oh, we saw them working. They were having to do farm work. Well, why in the hell did you not speak up? I mean, if I saw some kid who obviously was being abused day after day, I can't imagine just turning my back and then the police have to come and say, oh yeah, now that you're mentioning it, I did see them out working in the fields like they were enslaved people. I mean, that is the entire system failed these children. And so, that's when I get just highly upset when our children are failed. And also, this shines a light on transracial adoption. And I have seen some cases where it's been very successful, but we have to stop ignoring the idea that race and racism exist in this country, and it's very real. So before people are permitted to adopt outside of their race, there certainly needs to be some sort of psych evaluation, some sort of training and education to be sure that these people have the right mind. I mean, that they don't have a racist mindset before we allow our black children in these homes. I'm not saying we need to stop transracial adoption, but we definitely need to treat it as if we live in a racist country, because we do, in a country that was founded on the separation of races.
Hello, my brothers and sisters. This is Bishop William J. Barber II, co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival, and president of Repairs of the Breach. And I'm calling on you to get everybody you know to join us on Saturday, June 29th at 10 o'clock a.m. in Washington, D.C. on Pennsylvania and 3rd for the mass Poor People's Low-Wage Workers Assembly and Moral March on Washington and to the polls, and the post effort to reach 15 million poor and low-wage infrequent voters who, if they vote, can change the outcome of our politics in this country.
Our goal is to center the desires and the political policy agenda of poor and low-wage persons, along with moral religious leaders and advocates. Too often, poor and low-wage people are not talked about, even though in this country today there are 135 million poor and low-wage persons. There's not a state in this country now where poor and low-wage persons do not make up at least 30% of the electorate.
It is time that the issues of poor and low-wage people be at the center of our politics. Living wages, health care, things that matter in the everyday lives. We will no longer allow poverty to be the fourth leading cause of death in this country. We must let our voices be heard. Join us. Go to our website, www.poorpeoplescampaign.org. RSVP. Get others to come. Get a bus. Get a van. Get on the train. Come and let our voices be heard and our votes be felt. Lift from the bottom so that everybody rises.